Hey guys, it's coffee time. It's gonna be so hot because, alright, look. I'm gonna set this off to the side and then tell you a story that I was gonna keep a secret, but you deserve to know. I actually started this video once already, but the second that I drank the coffee, I had to stop the video because the coffee was ice cold. And somehow I didn't notice that there was no steam. I didn't notice that the mug was not hot. I had never turned on the kettle. And I didn't want to make a full pot of coffee, so I had made instant coffee, which means, you know, just like powdered coffee plus kettle water. But I never turned on the kettle. I put the water in the kettle, I put it on the little stand, and then walked away. And then came back and was like, cool, making my coffee. It never even dawned on me, somehow, that the water was not hot. Like, it's so obvious when it's hot. Like, pouring it out of the kettle, picking up the mug, it's all part of the process. But somehow it didn't even register, so I went to drink the coffee. I filmed it, went to drink the coffee and was like so gross. So, stopped the video, left, made an actual new cup of coffee, and then came back. And now we're here. We're back from Germany, and we're back in the room. Let me introduce you to the newest member of the Stodger cat family. This is Gladstone. Gladstone is a jumbo-sized cat pillow. So in the 10th hall of Gamescom was basically just like the Animu area. It was my home. It was my people. I went down there and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? There are alpaca suru everywhere. There's big cat pillows everywhere. So many stands had these. And so I went on that standard quest of going to every single booth and asking how much their cat pillows were. And eventually I got to one that had jumbo cat pillows. And I was like, I want one so bad. And at this point, Sam had been walking around this entire place with me. It was me, Sam, and Ian, who works at Waystone. And the three of us had been walking around trying to find stuff that we could get within our budgets, right? But I wanted one of these cat pillows so bad. And Sam finally got to the point where he just said, look, just get the cat pillow. And so the lady who was working at the very last one that I went to, well, first off, she made me hug it, which was like the dooming point. The second that I hugged it, I was like, oh, I want it so bad. Look at its precious face. I want it. And then she said, look, I know that it's a little steep, so I'll also give you a keychain for free, like one of our weird keychains. You can pick any one you want. And so the keychain that I picked, actually, is it in here? No, I don't think so. The keychain that I picked, sorry, this shirt has been like flashing people all day. It's just, it drops too low and then I'm like, anyways. So yeah, the keychain that I picked is a bear in a cow costume. So it just looks like a little cow with a bear face and it's hilarious. But I was delighted to add Gladstone to the family. Gladstone is, of course, John Watson's dog in the Sherlock Holmes books, and everybody was like, why are you calling the cat pillow Gladstone? And I said, well, I figure, you know, he's going to be part of the Sherlock cat family, and he can't move, much like the way that they portray Gladstone in the movies, so just like being a super lazy dog. So I figured, you know, Gladstone will appear to be quite a lazy cat because he won't move very much, but he is so soft. I was carrying him all over the airport. I was so delighted. Yeah, anywho. So we're back. Full circle. We're back to LA, and that's pretty nice. Although Gamescom was very fun. I don't regret going at all. It was really fun to work at a booth, which I didn't expect. Working at a booth was a great experience because you had like a home base, you had the people that you worked with, and then when you were off your shift or taking a break, you were able to, you know, you were already in the con. You could just go and, you know, go on a small adventure and then come back and help out with whatever else needed to be done. And then, you know, the whole team would go back to the hotel and do whatever for the rest of the day. And that was super cool. Like, it was so nice. Anybody who needed to find me, like anybody who wanted a picture or anything like that, just wanted to meet up, could find me at that booth. Like, my job at the booth was fairly simple, just like basically. So we set it up. The company that I went with, it's called Gladstone Games. It's owned by EA, and they make Dawngate, which is a MOBA. So we're in Germany, and we all speak English. None of us speak German, but what's the word that I'm looking for? The people who attend Gamescom are primarily German. So a lot of times you would approach them and say, hey, would you like to play Dawngate? And they would look at you with that look that says, I'm not sure what you're saying, so I'm going to say no. So we had like these flyers that basically explained what Dawngate was in German. So I would be holding those, and it got to the point where I would just pass those out. And we were joking that, like, originally the pitch would be like, hey, do you like MOBAs? And it slowly turned into, hey, do you play League? Because a lot of times people would go, what? And then you'd go, League of Legends? And they'd go, yes, oh yeah, all right. So it was interesting. It was interesting, like, having a game that you wanted people to play, but you couldn't, like, for the most part, you couldn't have a conversation with them about it, you know? So it was really fun watching the way that everything developed over a series of a few days, because the very first day was press day, obviously, and on press day, people just want to, like, sit, play a little bit of a game, and then move on, right? Because the lines are short. They have the one day where the lines are going to be a little bit shorter than normal. So for something like Dawngate, where the games typically last anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, a lot of the games that we set up, like for PvP, people would just abandon. They'd sit down, they'd play for a couple minutes, and then they'd leave, and then one of us would have to fill in. So the PvP matches on that first day were not successful at all, and we were like, oh no! But what was cool was that over the period of days, the PvP games were in really high demand. It got to the point where we would have more, like, we started off with just one PvP game, and then it became 2, and then it became 3, because people really got into the spirit of, like, competing with one another, and we got better about communicating to them, like, hey, this game is going to take, you know, this amount of time. Can you commit to this amount of time? And this is what you can possibly get. We have lots of Logitech stuff as, you know, rewards and blah, blah, blah. And people got super into it, and that was really fun watching, you know, just watching it develop that way, and watching the booth become more and more successful, and you know, getting to spend a lot of time with all of the Waystone guys. They're all incredible. Just everybody was so sweet and so wonderful, and I'm so glad that they brought us out there. So it was a good experience. It was a very good experience, and I felt so bad because on Sunday, I was getting so many tweets from people being like, hey, I'm looking for you, where are you? On Sunday, I felt awful. It wasn't even a hangover. That's what a lot of people have assumed, is like, I guess she was hungover and didn't come for the last day. It was like, do you remember, wait, okay, here we go. Do you remember when I went to our friend Dar's wedding, and I danced so hard that I, like, busted my legs, that, like, I couldn't walk right for a few days? So it wasn't to that extent, but the night before, on Saturday night, we had gone to the Twitch party, and I had danced so hard that the next day my whole body hurt. I had a horrible headache, and I was just like, oh god, I don't, like, they didn't have me written down to work. They didn't have me written down for work or for streaming or anything. So everybody was basically like, just stay, you don't have to come in. And I was like, okay. But then, like, right after everybody got back, they were like, let us tell you about all of the disappointed people we turned away today. And I was like, no! So I feel really bad if any of you came to find me at the booth and couldn't. I'm so sorry. But I feel like our meetup was super successful. It was really fun. We rented out the entire top part of a sports bar that was really close to like the Gamescom festival, which is where they had all of these like concerts and things that were super cool. A lot of people came to that. And Jesse came, and Sips and Shin and Duncan came, and obviously Sam was there. And we just had a great group of people that just like hung out and chit-chatted for a while, and we got kicked out at like 9, I think. Well, the party had to stop at 9, so like free food and drinks had to stop at 9. But we stayed until like 9:30 or so, something like that. I tried to make sure that anybody who came there to like meet me got to meet me, because that would have been, I would have felt so bad, you know, if somebody had come and like left without us ever even talking at all. I thought that that would have been really, really sad. So I tried to like flit around as much as I could and be like, hi everybody. And I find, man, I hadn't seen Jesse in forever. So Jesse and I were like really excited to see each other. We were like hugging over and over again, and that was really cool. So obviously he and I need to hang out because that hasn't been a thing in a long time. And yeah, then we went to the Twitch party, and let me tell you about the Twitch party. The Twitch party was the weirdest thing I've ever been to in my life. Like, we had to go through weird back alleys in order to get to it, so we all thought we were gonna die on the way there. And then Twitch was also sharing a building with MTV. So there was a Twitch party going on at the same time that an MTV party was going on in the same building. There were bars, like areas to get drinks, kind of, you know, splattered around, but if you didn't go to the right bar, your drinks weren't free. So like, if you went to a Twitch bar, then your drinks were free. But if you accidentally like stood in line forever at an MTV bar, you would have to pay for the drink. It was very bizarre. Nothing was clearly labeled at all. So most people got there and honestly just like left immediately. We stuck around. It was me and Sam and Sips and Shin and Duncan. All of us, we were just like, all right, let's just take advantage of the awesome music that's going on in the MTV area, because we could go anywhere we wanted. It's not like we couldn't go into the MTV area of the building. And to be fair, the MTV music was so much better than the Twitch music, so we were like, pfft, whatever. So we actually wound up like in the MTV like music techno area for a long time, a really long time, and it was super fun. But then Shin is gonna hate me for telling this story, because he and I have like just started to become like, you know, buddies. But we, at a certain point, could not find Shin anywhere. We were like, where did he go? And Duncan and I had seen him for like a split second outside. So we thought, all right, we'll go outside, we'll look around for him. At the time, Shin was wearing like a plaid shirt and a backwards baseball cap, which was not all that common in this area because it was mostly populated by hipsters with like deep V-neck shirts, right? So we were like, it should be super easy to find Shin. So it was all of us looking everywhere for Shin for like over an hour, being like, what happened to him? Where did he go? Like creepily walking up to everybody in a plaid shirt, just being like, are you? No? Okay. Have a great day, sir. We even walked outside of the Twitch area, like maybe he is out with the cars. Like, who knows? Like, who knows? So we're just like walking everywhere trying to find him. We finally give up. We're like, I don't know, maybe he left. Like, maybe he just like peaced out. So we all get in our respective taxi cabs, because we're all in different hotels, and we come home, and this whole time I'm like, Sam, if you get a text from them saying that they found Shin, let me know, because I'm like legitimately worried that Shin is just like dead somewhere. Sam was like, okay, fine. So So the next morning, I'm like, have you heard from them? Like, is he okay? And Sam was like, oh yeah, it turned out he was just back at the hotel. He had just like gotten a taxi and just left and didn't tell any of us. I was like, I don't know Shin well enough to know that this is a typical Shin thing to do, but I was like, I just want to shake it right now. Just be like, Shin, we were so worried. We were so worried, Shin. So next time we see each other, we're gonna have words. I'm gonna mom you real hard. I'm gonna be like, that was not okay. You made us worried about you. So, but overall, Twitch party was very fun. Aside from worrying that Shin was dead, it was a very fun party. So, I also got to hang out a lot with Duncan, and I've never gotten to hang out very much with Duncan, so that was pretty cool. I had a very good time hanging out with all three of them. Cool. So yeah, then Sunday happened, and I was super sore and feeling gross, and now we're home. Now we're home, and that's awesome. It is currently Monday. I keep thinking it's Tuesday, but we are going to do a podcast tomorrow, the Co-optional podcast. Manga Pod, I believe, is taking a hiatus. Basically, like, there's just too much going on. Like, Aaron has to move. We're both going to PAX Prime. There's just a lot happening. So for Aaron, it was kind of like, well, I'm just, you know, I feel like maybe we should just take a hiatus, not stress ourselves out. Because otherwise it's just gonna be, it's gonna be Yokorama and Daza just manning Manga Pod for like 3 weeks. So we figured rather than do that, we would just take like an official hiatus on the Manga Pod, and I was kind of like, I'm fine with that because I'm gonna be exhausted, and that way I'll be able to catch up on some work and things like that. So, but yeah, Germany was great. I didn't get to see much of actual Cologne, which was sad. We didn't go to the chocolate factory. We didn't, no, the chocolate factory, chocolate museum. I wanted to go to the chocolate museum so bad because I don't even like chocolate that much, but everybody was telling me that at the chocolate museum you can go in and you can be like, I want this type of chocolate with these ingredients, and you get up to like 4 ingredients and like 6 different types of chocolate, and then they'll make it and you can call it whatever you want. It's like a personalized chocolate bar, and everybody was like, yeah, but it's like really high quality chocolate, so it's pretty expensive. And I was like, I don't know if it's worth it for the goof, because I don't actually want the chocolate in the end. I just want to like make the Dodger chocolate bar, right, and put weird stuff in it. That's all I really want. But we didn't wind up doing that. So next time I go to Cologne, it's gonna be a priority. Next time I go to Gamescom, it's gonna be a priority. Gamescom was super cool, aside from just the seas of people and the fact that it was very hard to play any games because the lines were incredible. It was like it was rewarding, I think. I think that it was worth it for sure. And I'm glad that I got to go with Sam, and I'm glad I got to go with Waystone, and yeah, it was good. It was a very, very good time, but I'm excited to be home as well. So yeah, anywho, I'm gonna go, but I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.